Okay, picture this for a second. Absolute, unbeatable biological resilience. You're just walking through the world, minding your own business, and suddenly, you lose your head. I mean, for us, that's it, right? Game over. But there's actually a creature out there that can survive in that exact condition for several days. Any guesses? It sounds like some mythical monster, but nope, it's the cockroach. And honestly, that single, unbelievable fact kind of makes you wonder just how far the boundaries of life can really be pushed. The animal kingdom is just packed with these mind-bending extremes, where survival skills completely defy our basic understanding of biology.
So, let's dive right into this. Welcome to today's Explainer. We're taking a rapid-fire collection of crazy animal trivia and transforming the whole shebang into a cohesive masterclass on evolutionary biology. We'll be using these fascinating little data points to map out exactly how creatures adapt, survive, and literally dominate their environments. So, let's decode the ultimate survivors of the natural world together, shall we?
Here's the game plan for today. First up, we've got titans, speedsters, and heavyweights. Second, bizarre bodies and anatomy. Third, masters of extreme sleep. Fourth is deadly defenses and venom. And finally, we'll wrap up with senses and hidden intelligence.
All right, Section 1. Titans, speedsters, and heavyweights. Scaling the extremes.
You know, pushing the physical limits of size, speed, and strength is basically one of the most direct ways evolution guarantees survival. It's all about raw power and velocity. Let's play a little game here. Think about raw proportional strength for a moment. The ability to lift the most times your own body weight. Who do you think wins? Is it the massive, incredibly muscular gorilla or the tiny, unassuming little ant?
Believe it or not, it's the ant, and the number is a staggering 1,000. An ant can carry 1,000 times its own body weight. To put that into perspective, that would be like a human carrying a couple of fully loaded semi-trucks on their back. It's wild. Now contrast that tiny titan with absolute sheer mass. If we look at the heaviest animal, the blue whale takes the crown, weighing up to a colossal 170 tons. This brilliantly illustrates the wild scale of nature. You've got the ant mastering this localized micro-strength, and the whale mastering absolute oceanic macro-dominance. And what's really fascinating is how that exact same principle of scaling applies to speed. Different species dominate their specific environments just through pure velocity. Up in the air, the peregrine falcon is the undisputed champion, reaching insane speeds of 200 miles per hour in a dive. Back down on land, the ostrich outpaces the competition, running up to 40 miles per hour. And over in the insect world, the dragonfly is an absolute marvel, flying at a zippy 22 miles per hour. Whether it's the sky, the savanna, or your local pond, speed is a universal currency for survival.
Moving on to Section 2. Bizarre bodies and anatomy. Nature's strangest designs.
Sometimes, survival literally means taking the standard biological blueprint, tossing it in the trash, and going with something utterly bizarre. Here's another challenge for you. Let's talk about teeth. We all know sharks are famous for those terrifying, jagged smiles. But between the great white shark and the humble catfish, which one do you think possesses the most teeth in the world?
If you guessed the catfish, you hit the nail on the head. They can have up to an unbelievable 9,000 teeth. 9,000. And actually, teeth show up in the weirdest places in nature. Did you know that the snail actually has a toothed tongue? It just goes to show that nature is going to put tools exactly where they're needed, no matter how weird it seems to us. Speaking of strange tongues and extreme physical proportions, let's look at the giraffe. Not only does it have the longest neck among land animals, which we all know, but its tongue can be up to 22 inches long. These extreme physical traits are basically a brilliant solution to a very specific environmental problem: reaching highly nutritious food high up in the canopy where literally no other grazing animals can compete. Now let's just rapid fire through a few more of these jarring biological oddities, because there are so many. The starfish survives with absolutely zero blood. It's mostly made of water, and it operates without a brain. The clownfish has the remarkable ability to actually change its sex. The squid navigates its environment with 10 arms. And the rhinoceros? It protects itself with the absolute thickest skin in the entire animal kingdom. These examples perfectly capture the incredibly diverse, weird ways bodies adapt to thrive. There's definitely no one-size-fits-all in biology.
All right, Section 3, Masters of Extreme Sleep, the art of waiting it out.
You know, survival isn't always about moving fast, being huge, or having bizarre anatomy. Sometimes the ultimate survival strategy is just extreme endurance, simply resting. Think about your own sleep schedule for a second. Now think about the giraffe versus the koala. Can you guess the extreme ends of the mammalian sleep spectrum just between these two?
Between these two, the variance is massive. The giraffe, it sleeps only 1 single hour a day, keeping constantly alert. Meanwhile, the koala can snooze for up to 20 hours a day, basically just conserving energy from its super low-nutrient diet. But the absolute master of waiting it out, that goes to the desert snail. It can hibernate for an astounding 3 years. 3 whole years! It's just an incredible energy conservation tactic when environmental conditions turn harsh. And endurance isn't just about sleep, right? A crucial part of this is how animals endure a severe lack of essential resources. The kangaroo rat, for example, can go 3 to 5 years without drinking a single drop of water. I mean, that is an awe-inspiring biological feat for a desert dweller. And if we look at oxygen, the tick is the absolute champion, able to live the longest without it. They just shut down their bodies and wait.
But here's a question. How do you sleep if you live in an environment that's just swarming with predators? Well, you adapt how you rest. The dolphin actually sleeps with one eye open to maintain awareness, and the horse can actually catch its Z's while standing straight up. These highly specific adaptations keep them safe, allowing them to rest while remaining instantly alert to any danger.
Okay, Section 4, Deadly Defenses and Venom. Chemical warfare and combat.
In the intense, high-stakes world of animal defense, things like offense, camouflage, and chemistry often mean the difference between life and death. We've seen some weird traits today, but this might be the wildest. Take a guess. Between the horned lizard and the crab, which of these creatures uses the truly shocking tactic of shooting blood to defend itself? Yep, it's the horned lizard. It literally shoots blood out of its eyes to ward off predators. It's a bizarre, incredibly startling defense mechanism. And nature is just full of these lethal, powerful deterrents. The crocodile boasts the strongest bite force in the world, while creatures like the jellyfish and the sea snake rely on sheer lethality, ranking as some of the most venomous animals on the planet. Whether it's physical force, a shocking visual display, or deadly chemistry, survival defense is taken very, very seriously.
And finally, Section 5, Senses and Hidden Intelligence. Mind over matter.
You see, a complex brain and heightened senses can easily rival any physical brawn. Just look at the unexpected cognitive abilities of some of these creatures. Pigs are actually ranked as one of the smartest animals on Earth. Crows? They aren't just clever, they are capable of solving complex, multi-step puzzles. And whales sing to communicate with their kind over vast oceanic distances. This just goes to show that survival is deeply rooted in communication, memory, and high-level problem-solving.
All right, we have one final interactive question for you today. Which of these animals has the highly specialized ability to hear infrasound, meaning sound frequencies that are so incredibly low that human ears can't even detect them? Is it the elephant or the bat?
It is the bat. They tune into a completely different sensory frequency to navigate their world. And this kind of sensory mastery is everywhere. Just consider the dog, which possesses an absolutely supreme sense of smell. These incredible sensory adaptations perfectly cap off our understanding of how animals interact with their surroundings in ways that we humans can barely even comprehend. So we've covered everything today, from ants lifting 1,000 times their weight to snails sleeping for literally years and lizards shooting blood from their eyes. These aren't just fun trivia facts to impress your friends. As we've explored throughout this explainer, they're a true masterclass in evolution. They show us that life will always find a way, no matter how hostile or extreme the environment is. So I want to leave you with this provocative thought to ponder. Knowing all these extremes, if you had to navigate the wild yourself, which animal's survival trait would you choose to have? Think about it. Thanks so much for learning with us today on this explainer, and we'll see you next time.